Food for thought, fellas. Now, you gotta be honest with yourself. If you lost your job today and you ain't got no more money, how long do you think your partner, your wife, your girlfriend, whoever they may be, will stay with you? That's something you gotta ask yourself. Because you don't want to be spending your time and wasting your whole life with the wrong person. With someone that will just leave you when the money goes.
How old are you?
25.
Are you single?
No, I'm married.
How long have you been married?
About 2 months.
Do you have a joint bank account with your husband, or do you keep things separate?
We're separate. Fully separate. We have a joint credit card, but we're separate. Everything else.
Why not join it? I mean, you are married.
Because I have my money and
You
he has
go,
his money.
That's a strong, independent girl right there. Woo-hoo.
His money is your money. Your money is yours.
Yeah. He makes more money than I do, so he pays for more rent than I do, but we still have our own separate monies to spend however we'd like.
But let's say, God forbid, he lost his job.
Okay.
Would you be willing to foot the bills?
Girl comes in for the save. She the real MVP of this one. Now, that was crazy. You know how girl just saved her from potentially ending her marriage? Man, these street interviews really be ruining people's lives. But she's young. She's only 25. She's already married. I mean, there's just so much problems and struggles that you're going to have to face and really mature into when you get into a marriage at such a young age. So that's going to have to be, you know, a difficult battle. And financially, they're separated. They're not even united. And that's what marriage is supposed to be. You're not supposed to be two individuals. A marriage is supposed to be an amalgamation of two individuals into one. That's the holy matrimony. It's the union of two individuals becoming one. And that's including everything. Financially, physically, mentally, spiritually. And if you can't do that, well, chances are you ain't ready to be married. And at 25, I mean, what are you doing? Like, she's out there with her friends living life like she's single anyway. She ain't ready for this. And when a divorce comes, she's gonna hit her like a truck. At such a young age, money might not be a problem for her yet. But towards, you know, your mid-20s, your 30s, your 40s, that's when you start thinking about money more. That's when you really see the impact of money. Like, when you're young, you can kind of escape it because you aren't always responsible financially for a lot of things. So things can just pass you by, as you can just really ignore it or brush it under the rug. But when you start getting a little bit older, things like this, you know, money really matters. And I know a lot of people tell you otherwise, but in reality, a lot of relationships fall under the financial struggles. So best get into the finances of things first before you get into the, you know, the romantic aspect of love and relationships, and it all should be good. But her friend saved her here, so we didn't really get to see a true answer. But this is what would have happened in reality. And don't take it from me, take it from the words of a woman that's been through it herself.
Anyways, my husband, he sell like fragrances and stuff like that, and he sell little ethical sex. So that's how I ended up meeting him. So I had met up with him to buy some stuff. And when I seen him in person, I'm like, oh, he attractive or whatever. And from there, we started talking. This was in 2021. From there, we started talking or whatever, you know, started feeling him. So, you know, we discussed like expectations. And I told him my expectations when it comes to a man. I was like, my man has to protect and provide. Like, every man I've been with took care of me. Every single man I've been with. Or whatever. And he was like, you know, baby, that's fine.
Okay, girl.
That's the type of man I am anyway. So I'm like, all right, cool. So he proposed to me.
Setting your boundaries, that's good.
2022. He proposed to me in 2022. We dated for 8 months before he proposed to me or whatever. Yeah, I said yes. Anyways, and mind y'all, when I was single, I took care of everything by myself. I even bought my own house. I took care of my kids. Wasn't on no government assistance. Like, I held it down. So if I can do that, then I feel like my man should be able to do that. So he came home and he was like, you know, babe, I lost my job. I'm like, all right, cool. So a month later, like, the bills, it was time for the bills or whatever. You know, and I'm like, you know, the bills due, babe, or whatever. And he was like, okay, you know, I'm not working. And I'm just, in a month, like, it's all kind of hustles. You could have been doing something or whatever. So I told him, I said, look, if I pay these bills, are you going to pay me the money back? This man had the nerve to tell me, why should I pay my wife back for paying our bills? I told this man from day one, my money is my money. And his money is our money. Why should I spend my money paying
I said like a fair trade to me.
Like, no, he should have paid me back. So that's when I decided, like, I can't be with this man no more. So I had sex with his homeboy. Like, we all cool. I texted his homeboy or whatever. You know, we went together. We left.
Yo, that's a nasty word.
And we was chilling, we was drinking or whatever, and I
That's
started
crazy.
venting. I started getting emotional. One thing led to the next. I did not purposely mean
Nah,
to
we
do
all
what
know
I
where
did
this
with
is
this
going.
friend. But things happen. Things happen. Like, y'all understand what I'm going through. So, his friend ended up giving me some money or whatever. And he was like, babe, look, don't worry about it. Handle whatever you got to handle. Like, his friend was every single thing I desire in a man. Like, everything I desire in a man. And, ain't nobody trying to hear my side. Ain't
Why
nobody
do you
trying to
marry
hear
his
me
friend
out
in
on
the
what
first
I went
place?
through. Like, that's not okay. That's not cool. You made a promise to me and you broke that promise. How am I wrong if I told him who I was and he didn't stick to what he agreed to? Like, that's not love. If you love me, you gonna pay them bills. You gonna do what you told me you was gonna do as a man. All boy is a hut. All boy, he get money. He get money. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just too much. All these, like, everybody coming for me and stuff like that, and it's not okay.
That's because
It's
you're in the
not
wrong.
okay. It's not.
Yeah, it's not okay, man. Like, you you can't be doing these sly things. It doesn't matter if you're in a relationship or not. You can't be acting like a snake and expect others to like you and expect people to be okay with it. Like what you did to your husband, that's some sly stuff. This guy's worse. And when he expected someone to have his back because life has just turned on him, and life can be like that sometimes. Life can just go down like that. But as a wife, we are the one who's supposed to be there to hold him down, to be his rock during those difficult times. All the other times, he's been the one that's been protecting, providing for you, and he didn't fail in that just this one time. Just for not even 2 months. It's been 30 days. 30 days and you give up on him. That's just weak. And a lot of people really these days, it's just cowards and weak. They're just full of weak people that just, the slightest amount of pressure of life, they just crumble. That's it. And men and women alike. This world is full of weak people. Like, look, man, if you make a promise, especially in a marriage contract, you must do your best to uphold those promises. This is where she gets things a little bit twisted too. It says they will love you through sickness and through health, till death do us part. Not till when you lose your job do us part. And really a lot of people ain't strong enough for marriages. Ain't no way. That's why you see so many divorces. Like, a marriage it's a different breed. You don't want to be getting yourself caught up in marriages because most people aren't ready, especially people's loves, their type of love. Most people just come from lust, really, come from transactions. Most relationships are transactional or lustful, meaning it's just a thing of beauty or a thing of, their lust. And other things are transactional, meaning it's just that because this man provides for this and, he's the best options that I can get for the lifestyle I want. That ain't love. Like, marriage ain't gonna last if you want to do that. I mean, by all means, everyone's free to make their own mistakes, but at the end of the day, when things are wrong. And she was definitely on the wrong on this one. But what was her excuse afterwards? Like, did she feel sorry for it? When you're as extremely beautiful as I am, you can cheat on and leave as many men as you want to. There is no benefit in being a good woman. I drain men of their finances and leave for a new man with a bag. I said, WTF, I said. Man, she heartless. She cold. And look, what goes around comes around. Karma is a cold world. And misery is the sentence you get for all the wrong you do. But after they've had all their fun, they tested the waters. When they've been to the other side of the grass, reality hits them like a truck. And in the end, it's all the same for everyone. And this is a testament from a woman coming back from the other side.
So just tell your partner you're thankful. Even if you're mad at them today, tell them you're thankful. Do not take the things they do for you for granted. Family is the most important thing in your marriage, your partnership, your relationship is the root of your family. It's the heart of your family. And I would do anything to have mine back.
I mean, family is everything. Like, if you want to experience things to the purest form, the happiest form of life, you're going to have to go through the best aspect of it, and that's family. People only go to the streets because they don't have a good home, meaning their family isn't welcoming or isn't loving. And when you don't have a loving home, you tend to go out. And when you go out, you're mixed and mingled and washed away with the streets, with the world. And the world is cold. Like, ain't nothing good in these streets, man. Like, no love, pure hatred, and you just get tossed around and used, and that's for anyone. It will break you, leave you homeless. You really want to save up and cater your life for the best things in life, which is to build a family, to have a safety. Like, you're not going to find a safety in just a marriage, because you can still be a bad person, bad mother, a bad father. So you need to, like, just being married to someone isn't good enough. You're going to have to do the work and actually build a home, build a family, build a place of safety for your wife, for your husband, and eventually your children too, so that you can create good people. The world's already a mess because family is a mess. And really, what the world becomes, what society becomes, stems from the families inside their homes. And look, man, we've seen enough videos like this, especially women that try to justify their wrong choices by blaming it on others. But at the end of the day, you can play the blame game all you want for men and women. Like, you can blame others for your mistake and you don't have to take responsibility or any accountability, but it's still your life that's miserable. Like, it's still going to be you that will live in misery as much as you can. Don't even listen to other people's advice, because you have a different life. You have different desires. You have different wants and needs that other people can't give it to you. So don't take advice, especially from your friends. Like, some of the stupidest things we've ever done was from the advice of our friends. And friends are cool and all, but you shouldn't be really taking all your life advice from friends. Because, hey, sometimes, man, there be jealous people too. Like, they see you happy in a happy marriage with family and this, and they don't have that. They're like, hey, just leave them, just out of pure bitterness. They don't want you to be happy. They don't want you to have a beautiful life. Just because they're your friends don't mean they mean well for you or they want the best for you. Sometimes it's quite the opposite. Most of the times, actually. And I don't mean to be critical. Like, if you have good friends, you have good friends. But you also have to take in consideration, like, are you good friends making good advices for you? Because a good friend is never going to want to see you make a bad decision. They're never going to want to push you to the edge where you fall. Like, they'll always keep you safe. So, hey man, like I said, life is so fragile. Like, one bad decision, one wrong decision, and that's it. That can really just catapult you, just send you rolling down a terrible life. And so handle it with care. You have to carefully take the steps and make the right choices in life. I can't emphasize that enough. Like, I'm still young, but I understand that I can only make so much mistakes before it starts catching up and starts ruining my life and taking years away from my life. I mean, I've already made mistakes in my past that's taken so many years, so I understand that. And for these people, like these guys, like these women look like 30s or 40s. Like, you really want to be dating, going on Tinder, going to clubs, mixing on the dating scene at 40, 50, whatever? Like, come on. I barely want to do it at 20s. Like, it's a terrible place. Like, you just have to make the right choices, and life isn't random. You get precisely what you put into it. Good decisions, good life. Bad decisions, bad life. It's quite simple. We just complicate it. So the message of today is that if you got something good, cherish it, keep it, nurture it. Don't trade it. Don't trade what is good for something that could be better. Because when you realize that better ain't good, good's gone. And life really is just playing with fine margins. Like, you can't have it all in life, but you don't need to get everything that you want. You just need to know what you want and get that. Live yours and not theirs. You're not going to find happiness in living another person's life anyway. So stick to your own and find what you want in life and go after that. Live a happy life. Look, I'm not here to denigrate or disparage any woman, man, or anyone. I'm just trying to help people make the right choices and help each other also through the comment sections and through the shared experiences of our community. Like, what is wrong and what is right, so we can help the future generations such as myself and others in the future, that we can build a better community and society, not full of broken people, broken homes, angry, bitter people doing wrong. Like, wrong is wrong and right is right. And I just want to live in a society where people can live in a world where there are good people doing right things. And that's it. So I hope you liked this episode of The Third Eye. I'm Thirdy. helping you see life in plain sight. See you in the next one. Peace.